Hey guys, I'm Grestar, and how about we watch a death battle, Natsu vs Ace. Of course, make sure to click here to go to the official release first, like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and then come back here and we'll watch it together. Hey guys, look! She stayed! Usually when I start recording, she runs, but she actually, stayed this time. I don't think she's particularly happy with me, but she's here. And she's going. Never mind. But anyway, yes, this is Natsu vs Ace, Fairy Tail versus One Piece. It's the second one that I recall. The first one being Erza from Fairy Tail versus Zoro from One Piece. Right? I think so. And in that one, Zoro won. However, I think this time, and yeah, I'm going to make a prediction right now, but I'm going to keep an open mind while going into the analyses. I think that Natsu's going to win, and one of the biggest things that I can say in his favor is that he's the main character of Fairy Tail, to my knowledge. I've seen 3 episodes of it, and I've seen no One Piece, but from what I gathered in the comments, Ace is not the main character. And I think that makes sense because I don't remember ever having seen or heard of him because, even though I haven't watched One Piece myself, I've seen some stuff, or I've heard some stuff, and so I definitely have heard of Natsu. And again, watching the first 3 episodes, he seems like the main character, so I assume that wouldn't change. And then you have Ace being just a kind of side character. And so just weighing their importance in the 2 anime, it seems like Natsu's going to win. There could be the difference between the powers within the 2 worlds. After all, Zoro did win the last one. But right now I'm thinking that Natsu's going to win. So, yeah. The only other thing that I really can say that I know is that Natsu can eat fire. And I think he has some limitations. I saw one scene in particular where I think he was surrounded by some kind of other fire, and so he expended all of his fire so that he could eat that fire. He wasn't supposed to be able to, and it freaked his uncle or grandpa or something out, someone like that. But he was able to do it. And from the comments again, I heard that Ace, becomes fire or something like that, and so that seems like a bit of a disadvantage. So there's another thing going toward Natsu winning. Now I could have misunderstood, or the people I read the comments from, they could be wrong for all I know. But right now, yeah, I'm thinking that Natsu's going to win. That's all that I know about these characters, so that's all that I can say right here, so we're gonna have to wait for the analysis portion. So with that, let's get to watching. And play.
Hey Mark. Hey Mr. J.
So now you're doing all this merch marketing.
So it's this again with the shirts. Are they gonna try to cook him?
Kind of stressful. So we added some new office amenities that I think will help take the edge off.
Yeah, they did.
Office jacuzzi.
Yeah, no thanks. You ever smelled a wet sock before?
All right, maybe a relaxing massage then.
Yeah.
See, the very first time I watched this, I didn't really understand they were trying to eat him until the plate. As in, I missed the very first one that Ben had. So a little more amusing this time now that I understood it, because before I was distracted, probably.
You're gonna find yourself in a sex battle. I don't know what that is, but I know you'll love it, okay?
Bam! I'm wearing that shirt, and I have the red one, and my brother has the black one. I mean, I don't love the black one too much. I more like having the symbol, so this is my favorite of the 2, but yeah, anyway.
The Greeks believed everything to be made of 4 elements.
Yes.
Earth, air, water, and the most
Why not use Avatar for this?
Fire.
Well, these 2 combatants have mastered the art of playing with fire. Natsu Dragneel,
yes.
the Dragon Slayer mage of the
Dragneel.
Fairy Tail Guild.
And Porgas D Ace, the feared pirate known
What's his
as
middle name for?
Fire Fist.
He's Wiz and I'm Boom.
Oh, then again,
And it's our
Luffy
job
has
to
that
analyze
too,
their
right?
weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win.
just
a
the middle
death
name
battle.
initial thing is kind of uncommon to me, as far as I'm aware.
In his infancy, Natsu Dragneel was a pretty normal child living in a pretty normal village.
You don't
And a
say.
bunch of dragons toasted the town and killed everybody, including him. The end.
What? No, go back.
Almost.
Open the door.
Fortunately,
Oh,
Natsu's
or go
older
up.
brother Zareth survived. Horrified by the violent fate of his family, Zareth desperately sought a way to revive Natsu.
Okay.
Eventually, he discovered the connections between life, death, and magic, and became obsessed.
And so he
that's
became
always
the
a good
most
start.
evil and powerful mage ever, cursed to live forever and ruin everyone's lives.
Of course.
But everything worked out, I guess, because he brought Natsu back.
Hey.
Just one catch. Natsu had to be revived as a demon.
Oh.
This gave him the potential to become even more powerful than Zareth.
Unfortunately, Zareth had
He's a
become
demon, didn't know that.
incredibly dangerous to be around. Fearing for his brother's safety, he left Natsu in the care of his friend Igneal, who just so happened to be the Fire Dragon King.
Ah.
Natsu got adopted by a freaking dragon.
Well then.
Kinda weird since the dragon killed him in the first place and
Just
his family.
look over that now.
Dragon Dad ended up teaching little Natsu Dragon Slayer magic, a school of mystical martial arts developed specifically to kill dragons. Wait,
Oh.
man, it's really back and forth with these dragons, isn't
That
it?
really is.
Regardless, Igneel eagerly accepted his role as adoptive father. He taught Natsu how to read, write, and fight. But then
Yay.
when Natsu came of age, Igneel suddenly sent him through a time machine, and poof! Before he knew it, Natsu was trapped 400 years in the future and abandoned by the only father figure he ever really knew.
Oh,
I know that feel, little buddy.
Do you?
I know that feel.
how
Of
so?
course, it was all part of Igneel's plan to save the world, but at the time, Natsu didn't know that. Fortunately, it wasn't long before he found a new home and family among the mercenaries of the Fairy Tale Guild.
So they're 400
Yeah,
years in
turns out
his
being a
future.
demon trained by
Okay.
a goddamn dragon made Natsu pretty effective as a bounty hunter.
Makes sense.
Natsu possesses superhuman speed, impressive strength, and unbelievable durability. He has superior senses, such as sight and smell, along with a mastery of hand-to-hand combat skills.
Okay.
Mix all that up with his fire dragon slayer magic, and you got one fiery cocktail that'll knock just about anybody on their ass.
As the name
Noted.
suggests, Fire Dragon Slayer magic revolves around conjuring and manipulating fire.
Yeah.
A prime example would be Natsu's signature move, the Fire Dragon's Roar.
Where he literally shoots fire from his mouth.
Or he can
Like a
engulf his hand
dragon,
in
yeah.
flames for the devastating Fire Dragon's Iron Fist.
You know, we're gonna be saying fire a lot this episode.
Yes, you are.
Yep. Natsu has well over 24 different ways to incorporate fire into his martial arts, but his real strength comes from a move nobody ever really expects.
Yeah. He eats
Oh.
fire.
Okay,
Like all
the one
mages
thing
in
I
the
knew
Fairy
pretty
Tale
much.
world, Natsu has a limited pool of magic.
I mean, I knew he could
but
breathe
consuming
fire and
fire
stuff.
actually replenishes it. Not only that, he can consume a few different types of elemental magic as well, including lightning.
Cool.
Talk about a shocking appetite. And because this is anime, eating lightning gives Natsu access to an all-new form. Lightning Fire Dragon.
Oh.
With this, Natsu's abilities are enhanced with electricity, giving him a brand new element of power.
To increase his fire abilities, Natsu can enter Dragon Force. This greatly increases his Dragon Slayer magic and physical prowess, bringing Natsu closer to the strength of a full-grown dragon.
That's
He's
pretty
even
cool.
starting to look like a dragon now. You think that's like an awful traumatic reminder when he looks at himself?
But
Well,
when
he
his
was raised by
Slayer
dragons,
abilities
so-
aren't enough, Natsu enters his strongest mode yet, Fire Dragon King mode.
Okay.
In this form, Natsu has access to techniques only the most powerful of dragons could wield, such as the Demolition Fist and the Fire Dragon King's Roar.
Do dragons usually
At his
punch?
strongest, he could wipe out exactly 973 soldiers all at once and create massive explosions so big they could wipe out a whole town.
Natsu's raw power is extraordinary, both magically and physically. He's strong enough to lift an enormous stone slab several times larger than himself.
That is quite
Comparing
strong.
this stone to Natsu's height and compensating for the density of the stone, it's likely this block weighs about 135 tons.
Wow.
Talk about never skipping arm day. He's also fast. He's fought in multiple battles where he's moved faster than the eye can see, putting him well over 9,000 miles per hour.
Quite
And
fast.
when fighting opponents even faster than him, Natsu has used his keen observational skills and indomitable willpower to predict their moves and defeat them.
That's
He's
cool.
pretty
I like
clever in
that.
battle, which is surprising given how headstrong and stubborn he can be.
Like any real fighter, Natsu prioritizes offense over defense,
Mm-hmm.
running in guns or, I guess, arms blazing.
Except this impulsive approach to fighting often leaves massive amounts of collateral damage in his wake.
That's
Remember
okay.
how we mentioned his firepower could wipe out a whole town?
Yes.
Well, sometimes that's not completely intentional. In fact, this hasty attitude may be his greatest weakness.
Nah, his
'Cause he
greatest weakness
destroys
is how
towns?
easily he gets motion sick. Put him on a moving car or boat and he'll be hurling in a matter of seconds.
I didn't know it was just.
Flying
I thought it was
catapult
only like
should
over
start
water.
carrying vomit bags.
Yeah, that's one of the stranger downsides of Dragon Slayer magic. Natsu's dragon-like senses can overload his semicircular canals, creating a feeling similar to vertigo. But more importantly, Natsu has a bad habit of burning through his available magic rather quickly.
Yeah, but who cares? He can just chow down on some tasty flames or lightning to replenish his magic.
Gotcha.
Just one problem. Consuming any fire or lightning that Natsu has created himself will not replenish his reserves.
Huh.
Well, I figured
Natsu's
that
still
already,
a
actually.
badass. He really is the Fairy Tale Guild's trump card for whenever things go south. And he continues to fulfill his old dragon dad's wish of making the world a safer place.
Oh,
by
good.
Setting it on fire.
Well, I mean, that's one way to do it.
Stop playing around. get down to the real fight. I'm gonna shatter you into a million pieces.
Cool, now on to Ace.
Wealth, fame, power. Gold D. Roger, the king of the pirates, obtained this and everything
So they're all
else the
D,
world had to
middle
offer.
names, right?
And then he was brutally executed, leaving everyone to run off searching for the king's long-lost treasure, the One Piece.
The One Piece,
However, unknown
okay.
to most,
So
Roger
that's
left
why it's
behind
named
an
that.
heir, albeit unborn. Terrified the Marines would execute Roger's son as well, the child's mother held her pregnancy for a total of 20 months. 20 months!
Holy mother of hell! How does that even happen?
Sheer inconceivable willpower.
Uh-huh.
When she died in childbirth, her last act was to give her newborn son his name, Porgas D. Ace.
Soon after,
I'm
Ace
gonna,
was
like, hang on that
adopted by an
detail.
old acquaintance of his father, Monkey D. Garp, and raised alongside Monkey D. Luffy and his childhood friend Sabo.
Over time, Ace, Luffy, and Sabo grew very close, considering themselves brothers and together forging a lifelong pact.
So they're not
They
actually
would
brothers,
forever
okay.
live life as free as possible.
And for Ace, that meant following in his father's footsteps. It was the pirate's life for him.
Haha.
Ace was a natural on the sea, thanks to his incredible strength and combat aptitude. He quickly learned his way around the ocean, becoming the captain of his own ship in just a year's time.
I don't
and
know what that
eventually
bouncy
joined
means,
the ranks
Belly.
of the deadliest pirates around. He even claimed one of the world's most sought-after treasures, a devil fruit.
In the
Oh.
One Piece world, if you eat yourself a devil fruit, you get yourself a superpower. In Ace's case, he ate the Flame fruit, which, guess what? Granted him the power to create and control fire.
Okay.
But with new power comes a buttload of badass new ways to kill people. Get this guy's gun hands are actually handguns.
I mean, I guess that's accurate. That would be Ace's fire gun ability.
Okay.
And it's just one of many attacks that Flame Fruit's power provides.
Man, I love my gun leg and all.
What is that?
Now I think I really need me some gun hands to go along with it.
Boomstick, sometimes I really wonder about where you came from.
The front door, like every day. Come on, Wiz, pay attention.
Ugh. Anyway,
Oh,
these
Boomstick.
fire abilities are what earned him the nickname Fire Fist Ace.
Because
Okay.
he can turn his punches into blazing balls of red-hot fire. Forget gun hands. Give me some of that.
Manipulating fire comes easy to Ace. He can conjure up enormous pillars of flame so intensely heated they can incinerate enemy projectiles, acting as a sort of fire shield.
He's also got some really weird names for his attacks, like Firefly, Fiery Doll, and St. Elmo's Fire. Man, when did Elmo become a saint?
No,
think
no.
that's-
Actually, that's referencing weather phenomena where plasma appears to discharge atop a pointed object. Ace's
Oh.
version is not like that at all.
That's kinda cool,
Instead,
actually.
he conjures up 2 javelins made of pure fire and hurtles them through enemies, burning them inside and out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with his version.
Firefly and Fiery Doll is a combination attack, where
Okay.
he creates several small balls of green plasma which surround a foe before detonating in a massive series of explosions.
Oh,
He does
I
have
see the
one
Firefly
attack
now,
with a
yeah.
really cool name, though.
Oh, what's that?
Crossfire, you get caught up in the crossfire, crossfire!
Of course. However,
That was
Ace's
great
most
singing.
powerful attack is undoubtedly his great flame commandment, Flame Emperor.
Oh.
Which is a pretty big name for what is essentially a fiery spirit bomb. But good God, if you see that thing coming your way, don't even bother trying to run. You dead.
There's even more. See, the devil fruit Ace discovered was of a rare breed, a
Oh.
Logia fruit. Because of this, Ace also gained the ability to transform his entire body into fire.
Oh, okay,
When
so
he's in
yeah.
flame on mode, physical attacks pass right through him like he isn't even there.
Hmm.
And if his fire body is somehow messed up, like someone dropping a giant candle
Wow.
snuffer on him, his true human body would be totally unaffected.
Actually, since receiving this power, Ace has only been badly hurt by other Logia users wielding an element with an inherent advantage over fire, such as magma or water.
Okay.
Man, it's like he's invincible.
In a way, but it's not an automatic defense. Ace must make the conscious decision to transform his body.
But thanks to his blindingly quick reflexes, he's able to avoid almost any attack. He can even react quick enough to avoid a shot from a sniper.
In this instance, he was reacting to the gunman in view. Assuming this gunman was professionally trained, Ace would have needed to react in about a quarter of a second.
But who needs speed
Okay.
when your fire fist can blow apart 5 ships all at once?
Considering ships like these would likely be constructed of teak wood, to accomplish this, Ace would need to hit each ship with at least 15,000 pounds of force per square inch.
Huh.
So getting hit by Ace would be like getting hit with a wrecking ball. And when he throws more fire into the mix, he can wipe out an entire town.
Ace's last
dang it.
extraordinary
Now they
quality
both have that
actually
feat.
has little to do with fire at all. If there's anything he inherited from his mother, it's his insane willpower and endurance.
He once fought a karate fishman for 5 straight days. Man, with
Oh.
that endurance, he's gonna make some lucky lad or lady real happy someday. Or, I guess he would have if he didn't. Oh, hey, heads up. Huge spoiler warning in 3, 2...
Let it happen.
Yeah, he's dead. Like,
Oh.
totally dead.
Oh.
Like many Logia users, Ace grew
Never
confident in his
mind.
ability to avoid being hit. In fact, he practically forgot what pain even felt like. And so, despite all of Ace's fantastic feats, his most impressive was when, for once, he chose to take a hit, sacrificing himself to save his brother, Luffy.
Damn. Would you do that for me, Wiz?
Oh, sure, of course.
You're a goddamn liar.
That's right.
Can't allow that. I'll take care of this on my own.
Well, okay. So, this is going to be interesting. Is there a commercial?
All right, the combatants are set.
it Blue
Let's
Apron?
end this debate once and for all.
But first,
But
all this
first-
talk of chowing down on some scrumptious flames is making me hungry.
Let's see what this is, guys.
I'm a man who likes a good home-cooked meal, but going out to buy or hunt my own food is a hassle. If only there was some way food could be brought straight to me.
I have crackers.
Good news, Boomstick. Introducing Blue Apron, the #1 fresh food delivery service in the country. Using only the freshest ingredients, Blue Apron delivers a kit of ready-to-cook meals straight to your door, along with easy-to-follow instructions.
Plus, the ingredients are perfectly proportioned, so it cuts down on waste, and you know you're using the right amount. On top of that, you can log into their website and select the upcoming meals that sound good to
I'll
you.
just have one.
Like the
Mm, good.
crispy salmon and roasted potato salad with pickled mustard seeds and cream fraiche sauce.
Plus, it
Don't wanna
does
be in the middle of
rewarding to
chewing
review
when
and
it's
exciting
done, you
meals
know?
right in your own home. But don't just take our word for it. We want you to try it.
Because you're watching Death Battle, you can get 3 meals free.
You
with
can
free
totally
shipping
do
by
this,
heading to
guys.
blueapron.com/battle.
At the site he
Seriously,
specified.
You will love how good it feels and tastes to create incredible home-cooked meals with Blue Apron. So don't wait. That's blueapron.com/battle.
But
Okay.
right now,
It's time for a death battle and pause. All right, let's talk about this real quick. It's one of those things where, as usual, Death Battle does a really good job of making them both sound awesome. So, Ace sounds a lot better now than I had initially thought. I knew so very little about him, though, so that shouldn't be too difficult. I will stick with my initial thought and say that Natsu is still going to win, but what I'm really concerned about in Ace's favor is his reaction time and his endurance. Because being able to fight for 5 days straight, you know, he's constantly using his abilities, and I don't remember them talking about whether his abilities like actually take stuff out of him, you know, like if they just exhaust him or if he has a sort of magic store himself. But either way, just fighting, even if it were just hand-to-hand and not any fire, that's still impressive for 5 days straight. But I know that Natsu has good endurance. The only thing I think they said about him having poor endurance with, and not even endurance, but it was his, how he runs out of magic, or he tends to run out of magic fairly quickly, I guess at least compared to Ace. But, he regains his magic stores by eating fire. And as far as I'm aware, he is able to eat Ace's fire. And if Ace is like, they really only talked about him using fire. So I imagine that he's going to be able to do that and restore his magic, like replenish his magical stores. So I think that he's fine there. And then, you know, we've had, sorry, I heard things in the hallway that totally distracted me. We've been able to see that Natsu has, you know, he's really fast and he has really good reaction time himself, but beyond that he's able to be like clever enough where even if an opponent is faster than him, he can like predict their movements and things like that. So I thought that was like a really big thing in his favor. And from what I remember of him sitting again in someone else's flame and then he expended all his fire energy to eat that energy, I don't know if that was like a cocoon of fire and he was just sitting within it, but like the fact that he wasn't dying being surrounded by someone else's fire makes me think that he, being dragon related, has some sort of fire resistance. I don't think immunity necessarily, but resistance for sure. So I feel like Ace is going to have a harder time. But yeah, with Natsu having, you know, good hand-to-hand, good reaction time and speed himself, being able to predict the enemy, being able to restore his magic, and then having, you know, so many different ways that he can use that, and his different forms too, like with the lightning essence and things like that. I think that Natsu's going to win. They both had that, like, destroy a town or a village feat. But then, too, with strength feat, they had Natsu holding up that, you know, big old stone thing, and I don't remember a comparative feat for Ace. So yeah, I'm gonna say that Natsu's going to win this one. Ready? Ready, guys? Here we go! And play. You got this, Natsu.
Hey, you! Thief! Come back here!
Get him, boy!
Give that back, or you'll have to deal with me.
Yeah! Oh, never mind. You already ate it. Okay.
I'm gonna mess you up.
Here we go.
Fire!
Fire Dragon Swordhorn!
Oh yeah, he went flame mode.
Wait, are you seriously made of fire? Sunflare! Time to turn up the heat!
Yeah, do it! Oh, mixing the animation styles, that's nice.
King's Roar! Fire Dragon King's Demolition Fist!
The lighting is really interesting too. Kind of hard to see things, but I get it because there's just so much fire.
Not
And the
bad,
town.
hotshot, but you can't even touch me. Firefly!
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Fiery doll.
He seems okay. And then the music picks up.
Wait, are you seriously eating fire?
Try eating this!
Don't tempt him, he'll do it. Or he'll just jump through it.
Like I said, you can't touch me.
I'm not trying to. Lightning Dragon Fire Mode! Lightning Fire Dragon Roar!
I don't remember what he's doing! But that was just like Falcon Punch right there.
Phew. All's well that ends well.
I was right.
Ew! That's a burn if I ever saw one.
But yeah, I don't
This
remember what
battle
exactly
was
he
anything
did.
But clear cut. Natsu held the advantage in speed and strength, and Ace trumped him in endurance and defense. Still, neither held an advantage so much that the other couldn't keep up.
Both were mostly immune to each other's fire attacks.
Yeah.
Because fire is Ace's only real weapon, this means he really didn't have anything that could kill Natsu.
Right.
Natsu was definitely strong enough to put Ace down, but with Ace's intangible fire form, Natsu couldn't even touch him.
So how'd he touch him?
Sounds like a stalemate.
Very nearly. Luckily for Natsu, he had an ace in the hole.
Hey, there's one.
Oh, thanks. Natsu has had far more combat training than Ace, and is known for using his superior senses to study his opponents and take advantage of their vulnerabilities.
My curses can change anyone stupid enough to touch me into a living bomb. No matter what I try, this human just consumes my curses. He might even be stronger than he was when this fight started.
Huh.
When Ace realized Natsu could eat fire, he had to become more liberal with his true physical form to avoid being consumed. And this was what Natsu was counting on.
Being faster than the eye can track, Natsu was more than quick enough to get a good hit in up close.
A perfect opportunity to use a fast, deadly elemental weapon Ace's body wasn't immune to. Lightning.
It's not like Natsu was gonna run out of magic or anything. I mean, there's freaking fire everywhere.
Right,
As
yeah.
his speed, strength, martial arts, and versatility surpassed Ace, all Natsu needed was one good shot, and he made it happen.
See, I guess that's what I'm still confused about. I'll touch on that, but yeah. I'll try to touch on
Winner
that.
is Natsu Dragneel.
Claps for Natsu, everyone. Now for the next
Shout out for
time.
Boomstick.
I'm Better
Alright,
Blue Is,
after
and stick
this.
around. We're about to announce who fights next time.
And if you want to watch exclusive
Forgot they switched
commentary
it
on
up.
this episode, click that little box, sign up for a first membership trial. It's a great way to support the show.
Next time! Was that Sub-Zero? That's Sub-Zero, right? Yeah, I got one of their names right! Go me. Never played those games. I don't like violence, I don't like gore. It's not really the fighting games so much. I mean, I don't really love fighting games either, but it's just like the gore doesn't appeal to me, and since that's pretty much the main drawing point, you can argue that, but that's what it seems like to me. Anyway, so, I have nothing to say about the next time. I don't know either of those characters. Like, I knew Sub-Zero was from Mortal Kombat, and I was able to guess his name, partly because of the color, and partly because of the ice powers. I have no idea who the other person is. Anyway, what I was confused about with the battle was, I get, like, if he were fast enough to get a hit in, like, that could obviously do good for Natsu. But, and then, you know, if he were able to get in there and then do, like, an element that Ace was not immune to, obviously that too would be good enough. But it wasn't fast because, like, Natsu was there and punched him, and then Ace said, like, you can't touch me, and then Natsu said, like, I'm not trying to, or whatever. And so, because they said that, the time was already, like, long, and so maybe I just don't get how Ace's fire body works. Like, was only that part of him suddenly, like, immune, like, because only that part of him was fire-based, or I don't know. Clearly I missed something, but I don't disagree with the results of this battle. I agree quite wholeheartedly with it, actually. I mean, I thought Natsu was going to win before I watched any of it, and then I thought he was going to win during the, during my prediction. And now I obviously think that he won fair and square at the end. I agree with their conclusion. I agree with, I guess, what went into it, and yeah. So I guess I have nothing else to say really about that then, the result or anything. So about the animation itself, I liked it. I didn't love necessarily how there was, like, constantly fire because it really messed with the lighting and everything, but at the same time, it absolutely makes sense because of the two combatants, you know? So, like, what really could you do? So I'm not gonna, like, pin the blame, I guess, on, you know, Death Battle or their team at all, or the animator or anything, because it makes sense. So just because it wasn't as visibly appealing to me, doesn't mean that I think it was wrong, you know? So because of all the fire, it was less visibly, or visually appealing. But, I think it's what it had to be, so good on you for, like, sticking to your guns kind of thing. And then with the animation too, it didn't seem too long, but it seemed to escalate as you'd expect, at least with Death Battle, which I think was well enough. You know, one person would do one thing, one person would do another thing, and then this person's reaction, and then this person's reaction. And you get to see, you know, their knowledge build up over time. And so I like that, like, wait, you can actually become fire? Or something like that, you know, wait, you can actually eat fire, you know, that kind of thing. So that was fun, and it made sense. And you really, I feel like you got more that these were two actual people. Because, you know, with some Death Battles, especially early on ones, it's just you place the characters down, there's no story behind it at all, they just fight, and then it's over. But with this one, even if the story was pretty minimal, you know, Ace stole something, now it's just like, hey, take that back, you know, or whatever. So it was something. It was some way to get them together and fighting. And then, you know, throughout it, they were actually interacting, or we at least got to see kind of like that internal monologue expressed. So I guess external monologue. Yeah, but, so point is, I thought it was good. And I also liked, too, how they did switch from the sprites, or at least like the kind of, you know, the smaller sprites, to like the full-form sprites. And then with Natsu once, I don't think they did it with Ace, but with Natsu they even showed like, I think from the anime, an actual clip of him doing one of the dragon moves or whatever. And that was cool. Just being able to jump around between those perspectives and everything, it was a nice touch. I thought the voice actors did a good job. So, voice actors did a good job, the animator did a good job. And then the story was nice, so good job there. I mean, it wasn't the best story, but I liked it, you know, I liked it well enough. It was enough of a reason for them to fight, and I more liked the interaction within the battle. Like, once the battle started, I thought that was what was, you know, better about it. So yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say about it. I liked the battle, I agree with the outcome, and yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this battle in the comments below, whether you liked it, whether you disliked it, what you thought about this or that, etc., so on and so forth. So, you know, you are allowed to disagree with me and with other people in the comments, but please try not to flame. Oh! Alright, with that, we're calling it here. Cue outro, go!